So if I asked you right now, can you think of 5 times in your life where you remember being in a resourceful state? What would you say? Does that even mean anything to you? Like, do you even know what I'm asking you? Because we were in class this weekend and this question came up as the first step in one of the exercises we did, which I'm not going to get into now, but I just found it so interesting how so many of us responded to that question. Think of 5 times in your life when you felt like you were in different resourceful states. A lot of us had trouble coming up with that, like on the fly. Like we were kind of pressured for time, but I thought it was an interesting situation to be in, to not be able to immediately think of 5 different resourceful states. So, for those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about, what I mean by a resourceful state is basically any time that you felt like you were in your power, like that you had tools to use. So maybe you were feeling like you were in a successful state, or a loved state, a connected state, a peaceful state, a validated state. Whatever the feeling word is, describes the state that you were in when you were using your internal resources in order to create a desired result in a specific situation. So this is another thing that I just want to kind of like poke at with people, because I think it's another area that we don't necessarily even think about. Like taking the time to acknowledge resourcefulness in our own life story is something that may not seem like an end in itself, and in many ways it's a means to an end. It's a way to start building a toolkit for use in the future. But I believe it's also an end in itself. Just being aware of how resourceful you are as a human being, your own resilience, and your ability to respond when things become tough or challenging, and where you learned those things and how you can use them in the future as well. Just having an awareness around that can be so powerful. So I strongly recommend that you think about that. Just make a list of 5 different times in your life, whether it was like a graduation or a difficult conversation, a job interview, or I don't know, an athletic event of some kind. 5 times in your life where you felt like you were resourceful, and try to make them different ones. So different feeling words that you had, different resources that you were able to pull up and use. Because when you go into your future, you're going to need those same resources. So if you're able to call upon them from a specific place and know, I've done this before, I've felt this way before, I've used this tool before, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to access what you need in those moments of challenge or difficulty in the future.